What? I'm glitching already? Could it be the SCOTUS? Am I still glitching? Let's see. Okay. Hi, you guys. How are you? I just got home, tried to get ready. I'm already glitching. Now, that tells you something. Am I glitching? I hope I'm not glitching anymore. I did see that. I wonder if this has anything to do with it. So, I need to write this one word down before I forget. Actually, we'll just talk about it right now. Purge. Okay, so that we have a nice, comfortable solar eclipse season. I'm telling you guys, if it is time to start purging stuff again that you don't use. I went out shopping tonight. We have another wedding to go to. I mean, we haven't had one in years, and now we get 2 in a year. And I was like, I can't wait to get home to clean out my closet and purge stuff. And then I was like, oh, that's right. We're heading into eclipse season. So like I told you guys last time, I'm going to gently remind you, keep the colon going, take your fiber, keep your body hydrated, mineralize, and purge. Scorpio rules the organs of elimination. As within and within our homes, we need to purge stuff. So if you are feeling that urge to do so, please do that. We want to clear out as much space as we can ahead of time, get ourselves in balance with this Libra cycle that we're in. With Mercury going direct over the weekend yesterday, it just feels like everything is facing forward and that everyone's like we're standing on our feet again, doesn't it? It just, what a sloppy couple of weeks, right? Let me say hi to you guys. How are you? Hi, Ellen and Sandra, Spirits, Rhonda, Beth, Spiritual, Mel, Rosie, good evening, Bonnie, and hi, Susie. More paper, please. Ah, so glad I came on. I am too. I've just been missing you guys so much. Hi, Nana, glad that you're here. Hi, Gloria and Holly. Hi, Carol, Mary. Yay! Yes, please hit the like button. Hi, Pamela, made another live. It must mean that things are kind of lining up more and things are feeling less disjointed and things are more in the flow of things, okay? So, oh, congrats, Holly, in France. Did I miss something? Yes, Mel, so glad it is over. Okay. Yeah, you'll have a good night of sleep anyway, Mountain Dancer, if you hang out with us. But if you feel the need to leave, that's okay too. So, I've had my eyes on today and tomorrow for a variety of reasons. First, I know that Don Julio has a really hard time when we start having Libra Capricorn Sun-Moon combinations. And today, I was like trying to find why was this so important to me and why. I can't remember the original reason, but October 3rd and 4th are really important to me. January 6th, the sun was in Capricorn and the moon was in Libra. We just had a third quarter moon in that January 6th, okay? So it's kind of like, here we are again. The sun it's reversed. Sun is in Libra. The moon is in Capricorn. And the things that are happening today have extra punch, extra meaning, in that, you know, karmically, fate in a fated way, this is the trajectory we're picking up from those key times, one of them being January 6th. I haven't been home. I haven't seen any of the news. I know that trial started with the OKs, and, you know, we're not hearing a lot about that Tom Barrack trial. That is incredibly important, okay? But I know that on my way home tonight, I was listening to MADDOW in the car, and it was very intense. And I'm very happy that she is starting her new podcast so that we can get some more of her. But wow, was it that heavy stuff to take in. And so I was thinking about that because of SCOTUS and all the things that are coming up with them. They started their new session today. where they're hearing cases, and there were several cases that they chose in particularly to hear. One relating to, finally and totally, essentially gutting the Voting Rights Act. Okay, it just seems very, it is dire. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. However, I was like, you silly SCOTUS, you have no idea what is coming down the pike. So there's like 10 things that's going to throw them for like a serious loop from now until April. I mean, wait till you see this. So I definitely want to catch up with those things. I wanted to share this with you guys. This is my official tartan from Great Scott. I have to tell you about this. I bought this way back April 5th. This was great. Look how pretty this is. Great Scott Fine Tailoring. I bought this in April because it was a way for, it's called the Ukraine Forever Tartan. I'm just going to read this to you. It's a charitable project, and your purchase is supporting the Ukraine Humanitarian Appeal, which is run by the UK's Disasters Emergency Committee. It says you've helped DEC's charities to provide food, water, shelter, and medical assistance to families fleeing the conflict in Ukraine. You have also helped to keep mills busy and traditional skills alive in local communities around Britain. Thank you. And so this is the official register, and here are the colors. It's made out of fine lamb's wool. It is just amazing. It's almost, I'm getting goosebumps already. It's almost like you can feel the handiwork that was in this over there. It's like someone is handing this to me. This just made me so happy when this arrived last week. And so this is the note from these two, okay? It says, hello, we've recently fled from KIEV with our mother and our cat while we wait until it is safe to return to our beloved husband, brother, and father in Ukraine. We are delighted to have become a key part of the Ukraine Forever Tartan project here at Great Scott. We wanted to thank you for your support and tell you that your kindness means a great deal to us and to all our friends and family. Please wear this tartan with pride and as a symbol of hope, love, Lizaveta and Bogdana. We will weave, we will cut, and we will sew for a better tomorrow. It is just stunning. It just made me so I've got goosebumps again. Just made me so happy. So I just wanted to share that with you. Hi, Marby. Yes, isn't it great? I love it. Jan, okay, I'm crying. I know, I was teary-eyed wearing it the other night. Like, it's really amazing. Thank you, Paisley. Okay. Silly SCOTUS has to get to April 2023. We're going to talk about that. Oh, and I just found out today, hello, finally. Some of you have inquired about how to do the super thanks, the little button there on videos if you want to give a donation to say thanks after the fact. That button is now officially active. I just totally forgot about it, couldn't find, and now I finally figured it out. So, hey, Mercury direct. That's good. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to show you some of this quarter moon stuff that we had and kind of show you what the setup is. And I'm going to tell you guys, these guys, they're in trouble. Of all days to start a new session, give me some, I need some cards. Okay. This is the After Tarot. It has been called to me, especially now with this lunation, because I'm wanting to look forward to USA version 2.0. And, my old cards that have worked so hard for us since, especially the January 6th and before, and all the crime and corruption and solving all those things, that deck is feeling like, kind of like Merrick Garland whenever I tune into him. We're done. A while ago, it was like the energy just left the cards. I think that was last spring. But now it's like every time I tune into Merrick Garland, it's since he gave that speech for graduation, like around June, just afterwards, where he felt like he was complete, he was done, his work was done with this whole project, whatever it is related to records, whatever it is related to overseas in Ukraine, and whatever related to Donald, he is done. The cards deck is done. There's nothing else to see here. The only reason why they were reactivated recently is because of that Judge Loose Cannon. But even so, it's like they've got that all contained and they know what their plan is. So, yes, this deck that has worked so hard for me. So, I've been drawn to the After Tarot, and of course, I'm sorry, you guys know I write on my cards. I always have to have a pen in hands when I'm studying something. I don't know if that's like the Virgo side of me, but always taking notes. So this is the After Tarot, even though this is like after the fact. This is like America 2.0. We're getting beyond all these distractions right now. Okay. Oh, Wheel of Fortune. So this is the deck that I've been drawn to. And I wanted to just, whoops. Well, okay, so my question was, Silly SCOTUS, I was thinking as this all fell out, I just wanted to get a feel for today starting and April 2023. So these fell out. We have 2 10s. The 10 of Pentacles, the 10 of Cups, the fulfillment and completion of what they are trying to do, the family, the dynasty, transnational. So when I say SCOTUS, because the majority are the a-holes, these, and I often refer to them as the SCOTUS 5, excluding Justice Roberts, because he has kind of tried to do something, So when I'm talking in general about SCOTUS, I'm talking about the SCOTUS 5 because they're so radicalized, okay? So it is interesting, the Chariot, on our way, ready to go. These are also related to a nation's defensives. It is also, a journey. It also reminds me of dark money, SCOT high. It's like they're rounding things up. They're finally able to get, Leonard Leo, who all them since the 80s, to get to this SCOTUS that they want. They're here. They feel like they're rounding things up and they're ready to go. But, these two cards, their final completion steps, that's a challenge. We have the Page of Wands right here, the news and the leadership that they want to take, the Moon, yes, dark money influences, all the outrage, they don't care, and the fighting, okay, are right there. But I wanted to see SCOTUS. So we hear about their work come April, so just April 2023. The SCOTUS in April 20. Oh my God. Okay. This just feels like a mess. Have I ever put cards down like this? No. Oh. Okay. 2023. Crowning in the skies that we'll be talking about. It's all grounded in, but this is the heart of the matter. Again, I've got a card going crossways. The challenge is coming first. Like we said, we have that. So we have April 2023. The King of Swords. So that is a justice. Is this Merrick Garland? Is this the FBI? No, this is a justice that is having problems. A male justice is having problems. He's the challenge. Temperance. This has to do with that ninth house of the law, our rules, our philosophy. Well, we have, this is breaking down. Things are breaking down what that person is wanting to do. It could just represent a male justice. This, you don't want to see your justices, like healthy functioning, are like this. This is problematic, you guys. We have to April 2023, the Seven of Swords, stealing, theft. It isn't, they haven't quite gotten away with something, and they haven't quite forfeited anything. It's up in the air. It's on the table. I think that's what they want to do. But again, April 2023, it's neither here nor there. And an agreement. Oh, there's an agreement. An agreement. Okay. Seems like there's a problem with an agreement. Agreement what? What's and support? They're having a problem with something they're working on when an agreement and support of it, which is a bit surprising. At the heart of the matter are the discussions that they're going to be having. And also there's a sense that they're trying to make up their mind, trying to, quote, be unbiased. But again, it's like there's this plan that these SCOTUS 5 want to have happen, the majority. And the Ten of Wands, the burdens that are being carried by this. Is this? Nope. These are the Mar-a-Lago documents. This is going to be hanging over their heads. Yes, it will. And I'll tell you why. With the transits heading into there. Oh, gosh. What's wrong with the... Oh, man. The problem is that Donald got caught. There is a person here who was part of the transfer of and getting those documents, because it's a 9. It's not quite a 10. The 10 of Swords would be like the launching off point, like at Mar-a-Lago, ready to hand those documents off to another court card, okay? So there's some problems with how they got those documents that they, of course, were transmitted, but the person doing the transmitting is gotten caught. Again, like for me, these pentacles, it's like these are servers that ping one another with data information. It's reversed. I think probably that comes out that the foundation of this is the government. Yes, it's the government crowning all this. Oh boy, the Seven of Wands, having the upper hand. We think the SCOTUS 5 have the upper hand and that they are just hitting us with what they plan to do. But there's a lot of problems right here. Having the upper hand to April, what happens there? We go to April. Ooh. They think they have the upper hand. As they get to April, we have, trying to put it out there. This is not a confident, we're putting this out there, it's going to be successful because people are telling us what to do. I can't get this thing to rise all the way up. The Knight of Pentacles. Oh, documents. This is someone with the data, the documents, and this is just not going how they think it should go. And I think those documents were distributed globally. So this is kind of what's in store for the SCOTI. Let me check in with you guys. See how you doing. How are you guys doing? Is everyone okay from the hurricane? How are you guys? Clarence hails from the 11th U.S. Circus. Could he have had his hand? I'm going to tell you straight up, Ginni and Clarence, yes. Having to do with those records, I will tell you for entertainment purposes only. Yes, we know. I think that's, that vision I kept having of ACB and Ginni, sneaking around the corridors. looking for something. They were looking for records and documents, but they didn't know, as we found out in the conclusion reading that I did, was that behind the two-way mirror that Ginny was walking around is basically mission control that looks like mission control from The Right Stuff, Houston, We Have a Problem. I just watched that again last night. They've been on them for a while. So remember, okay, let's just read on that. Remember, Roe was leaked back in May. Who could have possibly done that? Yeah, and I think, in my humble opinion, Ginny has been at this for so long of taking stuff and sending it off. She got really careless with that tweet, you know, on January 6th. We love our patriot. That was sloppy. She should not have done that, but she's been doing this stuff for so long. It's knee-jerk reaction for her. So, we're gonna do Clarence, Ginny. I am gonna add Ivanka and Jared. Whoop. Them. Docs. No, here we go. We're gonna do it this way. We're gonna do Clarence, Ginny. We are going to do stuff that ended up at Mar-a-Lago. We're going to do Roe. And we know there's stuff at Bet. And we know there's stuff at Trump Tower. Okay? We're going to see their role. So this is them, their role in these locations. Okay? Clarence. Oh my gosh. He's like, Jared's got a whole lineup over here. I stop. That's all I can do. Oh, Clarence is covered in something. Oh, Ivanka. She's got a big role here. This is just his role. Oh, documents. Jared just bypasses all this stuff. He just takes it and he goes. Oh, I don't think Ginny is... She's over here. She doesn't do anything with Bedminster. Yeah, Jared just bypasses all this. And Clarence has nothing to do with Trump Tower. Oh, the Queen of Cups we have right here. We have America, the United States of America. The revelation of and a president, a former president for the United States of America, trying to hang on the Four of Pentacles with everything he's got, no matter what. He doesn't care the injury that it causes. He is going to hang on because he has to leave. So here we have Clarence. What do these guys have to do with stolen documents? Clarence. The Six of Pentacles reversed. This is him. I don't care. He's getting paid. He's not going to be charitable at all. This is not being fair. There is fairness and sincerity and understanding another person's perspective. No, that does not apply to him. Because, here we go, Six of Pentacles, the Six of Wands, Six of Wands. It's sideways because no one's supposed to know he's part of the transnational mob. that he gets what he wants and he works with them. This is a no-brainer for him. It's like this is the kind of constitution he wants to have. Just take whatever you want. His role with those documents, judgment. He is a judge. He provides judgment about documents. The Amici filings, the things that come up, he's made judgments based on this relationship. And as far as documents go here in Mar-a-Lago, the Empress, there's a poop ton of documents he's related to with Mar-a-Lago that eventually go to the Russia. And this is supposed to be for Roe. The Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords reversed. This buys them time. Yes, they killed Roe, but it buys them time to do the things that they want, okay? Ginni related to those documents at Mar-a-Lago. Russian strength. She has a lot of strength. Oh my gosh. The heart of a lion. She loves this. This fills her up to display her strength and power. Boy, she got an ego. Transferred to the Emperor, Donald. Oh, because they regard Donald as the Emperor. She has an influence. That's what she's the go-between to hand off to Donald. Here we go, Mar-a-Lago. The betrayal that we have found out at Mar-a-Lago that hurts our nation. Trump Tower, she's related to, also shuffling things along with Trump Tower. Haven't they been photographed there? Here's Ivanka, her role with the documents, the Ten of Cups, the family. I think she's the one working on the compromat on the Republican Party. So her role with the documents, they're hiding behind a cloud, a disguise of something else about USA national security to protect themselves. So she might have even more stuff. Helped aid that to Mar-a-Lago. That's it. The devil, that is Russia, China. This is the devil is a thing that Donald is up to with Russia, China. She was instrumental with that. Mar-a-Lago for entertainment purposes only. Bedminster. Having the upper hand. Fighting. What happened at Bedminster? Why is it so important to have them there? Page of Pentacles. Oh, that's the compromat on the people like a Lindsey Graham who, offers stuff to Putin. The Wheel of Fortune are the people who are directly like handing stuff off like to Putin, or like Ted Cruz, Rick Scott, Marco Rubio. They are the long-standing people who are like, yes, sir. And they stand and they at attention and they do whatever they want. That Ivanka was responsible for that piece of the compromat on them. Trump Tower. The king, she's got this, is it Clarence? She's got compromat on a judge. That's related to that earlier reading. She has the compromat on the judges. That's why they comply. Holy crap. Can you believe this? Hello. Oh, crap. Serious? Am I? Oh boy. I am. Come on. I'm buffering. That was an awesome read. Where did I leave off? Susie, yeah, she looks so smug, like she's getting away with her dirty deeds. I'm good. Where did you miss? Okay, good, Paisley. I did not buffer on that end. Okay, so Ivanka is one for getting documents compromised on Republicans, yes men, and justices, okay? Thank you, Marjorie. Jared is just, this is just his own story. He kind of gets a pass. He has the Eight of Swords. The terrorism, our government, that the secrets we have with documents related to terrorism, that we have people in other countries. This is Putin's justice he's offered for a large sum. This justice, it can be Putin, it can be MBS. He has just like totally bypassed all of this, taken what he's want, brought it overseas, and gotten paid for it. So yes, Ginni and Clarence are absolutely related to documents, in my humble opinion, for entertainment purposes only. Okay. Yeah, Donaldin, right? Okay. Okay, so that was that. So the smug SCOTUS, they are seeming rather confident again. It's not that they are so confident right now. It's that everybody is done with Mercury retrograde. Everyone has adjusted to the crazy summer. We're into a fall season that kind of broke itself away from crazy summer, which ended up kind of being giant eclipse click points from May and our second Pluto return. Everybody is feeling like, phew, glad that's over. But guess what? It gets started again. In just a couple of weeks. I think in 3 weeks is our new, is it October 25th, is our new moon solar eclipse in Scorpio. Like I said, if you can purge ahead of time, okay? I know, right? But damn, Javanky. Queen, the Judiciary Act is being talked about now. It's the bill that would expand the Supreme Court to 13 justices. I think this bill should be passed right after the midterms. We'll see. Okay, this is a good segue into what the SCOTUS has to overcome to April 2023. It's like everyone caught their breaths from this year. I've been saying since February, this entire year is in flux. On election day, we have a full moon eclipse like an hour before sunrise on the East Coast. I mean, think about that. And these eclipses, man, they are hitting some people really, really, really hard, including Abbott, including DiSantis. And it's like Donald, it's like this, it ruins the top of his chart. It ruins his midheaven. It ruins the bottom of the chart, his gravitational force. It's like having your gravity pulled out from under your feet. It's like having your antenna to the cosmos gets clobbered, by HIMARS. It's been slowly working its way that way. So let me show you this quarter moon. This was the quarter moon in Washington, D.C. This was about 8:15 on Sunday evening. The thing that stood out to me, there were so many things that stood out to me. I should just grab these cards too. First of all, President Biden, you see these arrows? These are just like the different parts of the chart that these astrology cards said communicate. I got to take out this Mars and how it's communicating. Okay. So we have on the ascendant Taurus, stability. It is there with the North Node, new moon solar eclipse, kind of destiny, where we're headed. Uranus is right there with a great big shakeup. Oh, there's a secret that's going to come out. There's something about Donald. What's crowning this chart is solar eclipse energy. the one we're headed to in a couple weeks, and where we've come from last May. That is key. Last May-ish, we had a Mercury retrograde, and I said, you guys, this Mercury retrograde is going to happen, and it's going to be dormant until we get to Mars retrograding, October 30th, because it's also in the same sign as Gemini. So Mars is going to be, by default, bringing everything up from last May, which had a lot to do with records and NARA, okay? We have solar eclipse energy here. What's on the ascendant here? So these guys, I think, our administration with Ukraine, they're working on like a big secret. And this is to tie up Putin and all them. They are working on something. This is the first time I've seen it so across the board. But what is interesting is that it's like all these arrows, they progress. This goes to the 3rd house, to the 5th house, to the 7th house, to the 8th, to the 9th, to the 11th. This chart is going only in one direction. It's sequential, and it is going in the correct order. Nothing is crisscrossing. It's like the whole thing has a job to do. And what made me gasp, I mean, that I don't think I have ever seen in any Terrascope that I've done, because Biden likes to keep things under wraps, but it's to me, it's like they're carrying out a plan. And then what had me screaming last night, you guys know I do not like this Moon Void of Course card, because to this point, we'll put this one to the side. To this point, it has always been related to the timing of such things like the gas pipeline being sabotaged in the Black Sea. It's like terror incidents or freaky things that happen that cause a lot of problems. So the Void of Course Moon, where is this card? So the Void of Course Moon, it means something is being thought about, and it has to do when the time is right, like when they have to release a news story to distract you from something else, or like maybe a mass shooting incident had to be triggered. This is that card. So imagine my surprise when I drew the cards. This was reversed. I'm like, what? So this to me means we have stopped something bad that's going to happen, or Biden's going to pull the trigger, because you should see who has this card. I want to know this Moon Void, of course. I want to know, is he pulling a trigger, intercept? Both. I'm getting both. Okay. Intercepting. Pulling a trigger. Oh. This is like the point of no return. It is the point of no return, you guys. Justice. The scales of justice. The law. That is a lot. It's either a lot of artillery, or it's a lot of documentation, a lot of information. The Queen of Wands. Oh, I feel like this is on Russia. So we're intercepting, preventing our security, we are preventing weakness coming at the United States of America. This is what we're preventing. I feel like part of this has to do with like the economy, and they're trying so hard to ruin the economy. The GOP is in it, they're all in it, and just with the slide and the changes going on with the markets. This is what we're preventing. But this is the trigger that's being pulled. The Four of Pentacles, stability. The Two of Swords, discrimination. Empress, Eight of Cups. Oh, I think in Russia, they had instability. Oh, look at here. It showed up. Your opposition had the Four of Pentacles and a Fool. And the Two of Swords reversed. Okay, so this is an opponent. Taurus, I feel like this is more like an international thing we're doing in relationship with another country. Because I am telling you, these guys, oh, they're for surprises. Okay, this one was over Uvalde. I've just by default used Uvalde for the Texas Terrascope because clearly Abbott has some sort of spy hub, tech hub, data hub over there, in my humble opinion. This card is up right now in Uvalde. Like they're waiting on something. Things have slowed, but DC had it reversed. I don't know if they're trying to trigger something or when to trigger against them, but here we have on the ascendant is 7 degrees Aries. That's the very top of the chart at our Pluto return. So whatever's going on has its makings back in February. And in fact, the Neptune sacrifice card is here. This is my card for a death. Moon and the Truth. I'm not so sure what that's about. I feel like this is still unfolding. In Mar-a-Lago, what did I see anything here? We've got the Death card on the ascendant and Dark Moon Lilith. It's almost like he's at the end of the road. The Fool card was reversed. Like they're trying to delay any indictments, but really they're at the end of the road. They have no other choices. And because what's anchoring this chart is Donald Saturn. He can't move. It's like he has been staked out firm. He can't move. He is pinned down. He's pinned down. Over here, what's this? Trump Tower. Not a lot going on over here. What's crowning Trump Tower? Here's the Aries I Am card. Usually that's like, I'm a warrior. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to charge forth. No, it's reversed. He's not going to do what he thinks he's going to do. This is in KIEV. KIEV, I don't know what's going on there. We have the planet Uranus exactly conjunct the top of the chart. Now, Uranus has to do with uranium. I keep thinking about nukes, but I know there's been a lot of talk, but I'm just not feeling it. On the ascendant here, the asteroid Crimea. I think Crimea is in play. And also we have the asteroid Ceres, the Harvest. So I just keep feeling like our administration is working on something secret with them. It is going to kind of rock our world. At the very bottom of the chart, we have that asteroid Olga. Do you remember Olga, the queen from KIEV? It's not even mythology. It's true. I started reading the whole story about what she did. Was she from like the year 900 or 1000? It's like you're reading something from modern day. So she was the queen of KIEV. Her husband was killed. I think it sounded really gross what happened to him. Like, I think he was just like pulled apart somehow. And anyway, her enemy killed her husband. She is now the queen. The opponent thought, hey, like she's just gonna surrender. We're gonna like gain key. We're gonna like it'll be like a coup. We're gonna take it over. And so she just played along like, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. But instead, her people, she invited like the knights and the military and like thousands of people to come over. Yeah, hey, let's have some talks. In one event, she led them all in, and I don't know, there were like trenches that were dug out all around like deep trenches in a very large area. And so all of those people fell in the trenches and she just kind of lit them on fire. And word never got back to wherever they came from that this happened to these people. So like the next wave of leaders, I want to almost say like cabinet leaders, like came to talk to her about, yeah, transfer of power, whatever. And she did something like that to them. It's basically, she's kind of like Eris. F around and find out. You have to deal with Olga, the Queen of KIEV. Somehow she's achieved sainthood. I don't know how that is. But this now is at the bottom of the chart in KIEV. Okay. What are you guys doing? You've got some plan like that going on. What does Olga of KIEV and that story have to do with, well, this just feels kind of like, well, this is what we're not supposed to know. But they've got a plan like Olga. Here we have Zelensky. The United States, NATO, the people that are helping over here. Oh, they have the South Node debts. This is your military day-to-day actions. It's like KIEV is going back to the past, and it's like you got to pay your debts. This is what they're all working on because shock and awe, shock and awe, shock and awe, shock and awe. There's that Nine of Swords. This plan is coming to completion, you guys. Yes, he's the point person. Their discussions they're having about this. I think it also involves data. I don't know if we're just like going to mess up their networks or what. So, Zelensky, the end of the cycle. How appropriate as we head into eclipse season. Because you guys, we're just going to be kind of at this pause. We're going to be kind of in this lull for a while because we're at the end of eclipse energy. Not a whole lot can happen. Mercury is barely moving. She just went forward. She's going to be hanging out in this spot for another week or two, okay? Don't freak out if things are not happening, okay? We don't have any juice. We haven't the plan to do it. Let's get to our eclipses. The Data King. He's got a plan. He's got a valuable plan. It's tangible. These are the people helping. Well, what do you know? These are the points. See, there's that 10. I'm seeing 5s and 10s, like things are doubling up all over the place. 3s and 6, 4s and 8s. It's like whatever the plan was with like a 3, it's like things have doubled up to a 6. The 5 of Wands, the way they've been fighting this war, a fight here, a fight here, a fight here, it's time to double it up, level up. Because we have intercepts, you guys. These are the intercepts we have of like their soldiers on the ground. Down here, the Queen of Swords, hacking, Emperor, Page of Pentacles. This just screams to me. Yesterday, I wondered if they had intercepts on Putin. Yes, I'm getting yes. I think they've got intercepts on all these guys for a very long time since Don Julio was president, maybe even at the beginning when they first were getting those ANOM apps out. And that's only one app that we know of. I know that there are more apps. They are putting together the information to anyone who thinks he's an emperor running the show. And then all those people like Mike Lindell, his phone, Mike Flynn, all of them. And then that's them. But then these are also soldiers on the ground. Working with NATO. This is the big plan. Shock and awe. We have the 10 of Pentacles. The dynasty. I just got the Kremlin. I feel like China does not want to have anything to do with these guys. There's been a rift. There's been a break with the China. The Knight of Cups. And the Star. I just got that this goes back to everything that Donald had given to them. And it's what we continue to feed them so we can triangulate and geocache their locations, because something big is going to happen. I don't feel like it's nukes. I think it's, they keep bringing it up, but yeah. And we're crescendoing to a full moon. So I don't know when this is going to happen. The star card, that's a card for Aquarius. The moon will go into Aquarius, I think overnight. So maybe we'll hear more about it then. Okay, but there's definitely something going on there. Okay, oh, good. Thank you, Ellen. Hi, Louise. I'm so glad that you're able to be here. Oh, Harold is here. Hi, Harold. I hope that you're doing well. Okay, so there's that. So that's in KIEV. Here's the thing. What happened? Oh, and KIEV has a Grand Cross Provoker, usually that sounds, but they've got the Provoker, and they've got the Blessings. They're going to provoke some stuff, okay? I didn't get to do Taiwan. This is China. What's crowning them? A reversal in their partnerships. Usually that's Russia and what they own or they owe, like debts. The ninth house, something overseas. The first house, body reverse, being very pathetically unsuccessful with this war, and the desire to win. There is something, and China has the sacrifice card down here in the area of communications. Did someone send a message? We're not going to do this. We're going to stay tuned. And, okay, that's the lunar eclipse. Okay, how are you guys doing? There's something else I want to show you. 188 in chat, no, 110. Yes, please, thumbs up. Yay, Harold is sleeping inside. That makes me so happy, Harold. So happy for you. Just joy. Okay. Oh, wait, what about Odessa, Michael? Michael said something. I just saw Odessa. Wheat exports out of Odessa, and then there is Putin's tactical nukes. Yeah, so there's something going on there. I haven't had a lot of time to look at that. So I am just going to give you so I know people are nervous, but let's just talk about this silly SCOTUS. This is the obstacle course ahead of them. It's just, don't get upset yet, okay? It just don't react. It just so much has to happen between now and then. So much, and they're not going to be able to get traction because Mars will be retrograde. I'm telling you, I am so grateful for Mars being retrograde. Mars is your energizer. Mars defends and protects oneself. So this Mars, whatever they've done, I think right now it's at 21 to 22 degrees Gemini. It will retrograde at 25 degrees Gemini on October 30th. So Mars is going to retrograde in Gemini. And when it retrogrades in Gemini, it is no longer going to be able to defend the indefensible. There are not enough resources or energy to do so. At this quarter moon, so this 21 to 22 degree mark here, setting the tone as we head into our new moon solar eclipse with Mars retrograde. Well, Mars will be retrograding because at the new moon solar eclipse, Mars is 25 degrees Gemini, and then it will retrograde like 3 days later. So this is, right now, this is Donald's son, so he's being an a-hole. This, right now, at this quarter moon, the asteroid Archive Steph, which was named for a woman who was an archiver, Stephanie. And I use this for the National Archives. This is like at 22 degrees Gemini. Where's my list? At this point, who else is here? We also have, this is the midheaven of the state of Alabama. You guys, Alabama is going to go through some things because their moon is at 12 Scorpio, which represents the people. That's getting eclipsed come election day. Also here is the USA asteroid Rubicon. You know, crossing the Rubicon, we've gone too far. There's no return. Isn't it interesting that in the USA chart, we have our asteroid Rubicon going too far is conjunct Donald's sun. And this is also USA Mars, I believe, is 21, 22 degrees Gemini. There's a lot of pent-up energy here for a variety of reasons. And Mars is going to get to 25 degrees Gemini. It's going to retrograde all the way to 8 Gemini, which is USA Uranus. And it goes direct. When does it go direct? It goes direct. Did I write that down? On when? January 12th. Okay. So whatever SCOTUS thinks they're doing, because it's indefensible what they're doing. Mars will not be able to defend the indefensible. They are so aligned with this Mars energy because it's touching Donald. It is touching so many things. It's very active right now. And whoop, it's going to flip for them. So they have to get through this thing. Show me the archives. Now, Mercury retrograde direct archives. Oh, look at that. The Ten of Pentacles archives are down here at Mar-a-Lago. We've gone through a retrograde, and now we have a Two of Wands. Something new is happening that has calmed down a lot. It has shifted signs. Wow. The state of Alabama is going to be eclipsed, which matters with this SCOTUS because Alabama, to me, well, they're the one that's bringing forth this argument that they're hearing, okay? So, oh my God, the Ten of Swords, the midheaven, the Ten of Swords. This case that they're bringing to ruin voting rights, among other things, they're done. This is as far as Alabama can go to suppressing the vote because they're not going to be able to fix these elections anymore by suppression and declining people to vote. This is going to go through a retrograde. This is going to hit the people of Alabama. Something's going to get started here with them and their leadership. And by the time Mars retrograde happens with the SCOTUS related to this Alabama case, a Knight of Pentacles. Now, we saw this reversed. And fighting. Is this an offer to stop the fighting? Something is dead. Something is done. Fool, a new start. Okay. That could mean a variety of things. I don't even want to contemplate that. The United States Rubicon, asteroid Rubicon right now. Lots of judgments out there, aren't there? I just heard yesterday the number of complaints against Donald since he ran for office, 55. 50 freaking 5. We've hit the Rubicon. We've retrograded. It goes direct, and the King of Pentacles is on his head. Is this dark money? Is it This is Donald. He's done. He's done. USA Mars right now. the Gemini, the sign, the twins, an agreement. It's going to hit USA Uranus. 6 swords. There we go. It's doubling again. Finding out how things were transmitted and plans were put out there. There's going to be, I have no idea what that has to do with. If this is how we defend ourselves, if this is how there have been launches against us from adversaries, there's something going on with that. Interesting. How are you guys doing? AJ, I think Ukraine will be accepted to NATO by November. I hope so. The inmates said they're being treated inhumane. I'm not surprised. Okay, you start talking about they're not going to be able to get to stop the voting rates. I started itching all over. Oh, that's interesting. Is it a good itching or bad itching? Because that's not goosebumps. Right? Okay, so they have to get over this Mars retrograde. So whatever the SCOTUS thinks they have planned for April, it's like they have to downshift and they get stuck in first gear. They're going in slow motion. They can never get momentum to what they want to do, because even when Mars goes direct January 12th, Mars is going to hang out at this 8-degree mark USA Uranus for probably about a week or two before it moves to 9 degrees Gemini. Okay? And then for it to finally get into the sign of Cancer, it'll probably be just before spring. So they're not going to be able to do a whole lot with whatever they're doing, which is very good. Also, they started this session. Well, we have a new moon solar eclipse and a full moon solar eclipse in November. And we have our third Pluto return. I think it's December 30th or December 31st. So so they're operating on their old Leonard Leo playbook with the Federalist Society. So they have to get through Mars retrograde. We have a new moon solar eclipse in Scorpio at 2 degrees Scorpio. This is going to hit the GOP right between the eyes. And it's laying the groundwork for another year and a half with them like falling apart. Year and a half, 3 years. There's going to be so much is going to shake out from this. And then there's a full moon lunar eclipse at 16 Taurus. This is election day, and this is conjunct the planet of Uranus surprises. Okay? We have a Pluto return at the end of December. That's number 3. In January, we have February is Pluto return number 1's birthday. So that's going to shake everything down. And because that's in the sign, February is like Aquarius, this month is going to square off with these eclipses, shake stuff down again. But before then, we also have Jupiter right now in Aries. It's retrograding to Pisces as Mars is retrograding. So Mars, this is Jupiter ruled. Jupiter, Mars and Jupiter, think military. They will be in square to one another. And also Pisces dissolves things. So this is going to be in Pisces from in October at some point. It'll retrograde back, and then it goes direct November 22nd direct, and then it goes into Aries on December 22nd. So the reason why SCOTUS is so confident in their plans right now is because all these big planets, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, they're all retrograde right now. So it's everything's like going backwards. They're easily able to go back to their scheming, gross, mean plans. Mercury's gone direct. They're feeling confident that they've got their footing, and they're going to be like this for a couple weeks. Don't freak out. This stuff is going to flip. But wait. What else happens? This is when it really gets interesting, because on March 9th, this is before April, where they deliver their decisions, Saturn will have moved into Pisces. It's been 27 years. Pisces is where these guys bury and hide their crime and their corruption, and where they gaslight us. It is going to slow that down. It's going to crystallize. It's like they get stuck in wet cement with their crime, and the cement hardens and they can't go anywhere, because that sun at the first Pluto return was at 2 Pisces. So it's like they will get baked into their crap. But wait, that's not all, because then on, what day is this? March 24th, Pluto will be 0 degrees Aquarius. We've not seen that. We've not seen that in a very long time. This is going to activate the great conjunction, the Saturn-Jupiter, from December 21st, 2020, the first day of winter, that promised a new dynasty for the next 200 years. And it is also going to square the GOP sun that kind of hit them with this eclipse. It's also going to square this eclipse. Okay? So that's March. So come April, with SCOTUS decisions, what do you think's going to happen? What do you think's going to happen? It's not going to go the way they think. It's just a big dud. That's my humble opinion. How are you guys doing? Paisley, that's the one that scares and excites me. 0 degrees Aquarius. I know. We've got a while to go there. Okay. I can't go there yet. Okay. Still here. Okay. You guys need sunshine. Okay. So, yeah, the GOP wanted to close the government down. They're just so mean. Electra Storm, will DiSantis lose his race in November? Is he running for governor again? Who's going up against him? I thought that was a couple years ago. Who's he going up against? DiSantis is horribly in the crosshairs. Where is it that he's in the crosshairs? One of these... He is in trouble right now. Was it Mar-a-Lago? I wanted to show that one to you guys too. Nope. Yep. This Mar-a-Lago. Okay, so this was a quarter moon over Mar-a-Lago. The thing that's grounding this chart for Mar-a-Lago, it's Florida. I use this now basically for all of the GOP, the Republicans in Florida. Donald's Saturn is right here. It's like pinning this thing to the ground. There's no wiggle room. They can't get away from the crap that they were doing with the migrants. Okay, and which is conjunct the can opener eclipse, and then there's Donald's Venus. But anyway, at the very top of the chart in the skies over Mar-a-Lago. We're going to have a lot more chatter about DiSantis because the DiSantis asteroid is 2257. The Saturn-Pluto conjunction that promised a change in world power, world governments, was at 22 Capricorn 47. He got caught in this ahead of our full moon and ahead of our new moon solar eclipse. And he's going to go slam up into the planet Pluto. This is a game changer. I have been seeing him since last week, stunned, like he's got the wind knocked out of himself. He cannot believe that his big evil plan that they were doing with the migrants and other stuff they were doing for political gain got ruined because of Ian. Because it is going to take so long for Florida to recover. He can't escape this. He is in such a state of shock. It's almost like he forgets how bad it is until he has to deal with something. So he is... Oh, Chris, duh. See, I don't like... Personally, I do not like reading on elections because it's like the way there has been so much influence ops, I pick up on influence ops. I pick up on the suppression. I pick up on so much stuff. I feel like I can't get a good election. It's like the question we should be asking is, who's going to be sworn in as governor? But even then, with all these election deniers, it gets really difficult. So this is just one thing I do not like to read on our elections, but I sense no angst about it. And we have elections beforehand. We have a full moon lunar eclipse on the day of the election. That is going to hit everyone at sunrise. They're going to be bathed. That eclipse happens right before the sun rises. If this is the eastern horizon, that the sun is like right here. And then it's going to rise over the United States. So everyone that is standing in line or outside voting is going to be bathed in this eclipse energy. I'm going to tell you guys again, please, if you can vote by mail, please vote by mail. This day is going to be kind of a dangerous day. But, and this is why I don't think the pollsters are going to get some elections correct. I think on that day, a lot of people are going to be surprised that this happened, blah, 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 blah. There's going to be a lot of surprising things because people might suddenly see the light while they're standing in line to vote, because they can know eclipses force you to change when you refuse to change. So all the deniers, it's going to be really hard to hang on to this denial stuff. Show me the Florida election for governor. Florida election for governor. Florida election for governor. So having said that, I will try and read on this election. I'm telling you my biases, I don't like to. Woo, that's pretty intense. The Mars card. Where was that Mars card? Get this the Mars card showed up in a not good place. Here with Trump Tower. This card, Mars, the Tower card represents the planet Mars. Getting hit, struck by something. This is in Donald's blind spot. So, Mars. This is the election. This is a big mess. It's because this Ian stuff is really going to hurt him. The migrant stuff, so much stuff. This is the election. Yes. What? Yes. Three of Pentacles, discussions, decisions, the Ten of Wands, the burdens. This is fast data transfer. This, at the foundation of this is the government. But this is a government talking with another government. The Sun, King of Wands, hangs. See, I told you. I just don't even want to read on this. I know our government is watching this. The government of Florida is watching this. This is the revelation. I just feel like this is China. Oh, we're watching what interference is doing. This is election day. DiSantis is running for governor. I can't believe I forgot about that is how biased the media and the influence apps are, is that I totally forgot about Charlie Crist. Charlie Crist. I don't want that deck. Charlie Crist. This was supposed to be the card that's crowning on DeSantis' side for the results, what happens. Again, I can't get him to stand up. So this is election day. Here's DeSantis. No. I have the no card for him. What does that mean? No, usually I grab another card. No what? Is it a cover-up or is it just no? No. Laying low, 4 swords covered in, okay, does that look like a winning combination? The no, 4 swords. This is like laying low, but it's also like malware and intelligence covered in the 8 of swords. This is like treachery. Election day. What? Charlie Crist has the Lover's card. That looks a little bit more optimistic on election day. Covered in the Knight of Wands. We're charging forth with the Lovers. This is the foundation of election day. DeSantis relates to the foundation by the 10 of Swords reversed. He's toast. He's really trying to reverse things and stay alive. There's that 9 and that 10. Okay, so our government agencies are watching our elections. He can't get that 9 of Swords operation to flip in his favor or against him. He can't get this 10 of Swords to go up, like 10 of Swords cook him. He needs this last step, okay? He can't get it done. Charlie Crist, the 10 of Wands. Look at that. Massive, are these... Nope, this is a different 10 of Wands because he's not in this whole scammy, there's that 10 of Wands things. The burden, the difficulty to get out there. This has been a long haul. Oh, how does... Oh, I think this was supposed to go like that. That's what it was. This, because he was covered in this. So this relates to the top that day of the election, the 8 of Swords. Like, that's not a good position to be in. Although you have the 8, 9, 10. Charlie Crist, the 7 of Wands, able to fight back, keep going. Election day, the Fool, a fresh new start, taking a big step. The 9 of Pentacles, well, that doesn't look secure. It doesn't look insecure. Election day, Charlie Crist is definitely coming in way stronger. He just feels more vivid. This feels sad and lopsided like an old stale loaf of bad playbook. It's just, he just is like shrinking. That makes sense? How are you guys doing? Yes, I totally want Demings to win. She has to. And Marco, I mean, all of these guys that are running, haven't you noticed how they've been totally MIA in the media for months now? It's so nobody can get a soundbite from them or a clip heading into the elections because they're not going to debate because they don't want anything used against them. And so when you see the Democrats and people upset about them, they're like, why are they so upset? I haven't done any, they're overreacting. They're going to keep doing that stuff to provoke the Democrats into looking crazy and then to play the, I'm so outraged by, they're so sensitive type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So, I know, none of them showed up to vote for relief for their state. And the reason why they can do it is because they're just going to lie about it. The people of Florida are dealing with a tragic catastrophe right now. It's hard to get those facts out and then have to fight cleanup and then fight all the info ops against everybody. It is so incredibly frustrating. Okay. So that's that. Yes, that's that. Was there something else I wanted to tell you guys? I just wanted you to see what a hard time the SCOTUS is going to have. Do you guys see, if you're on Twitter, the whole Elon Musk thing? Elon was tweeting something about, I think something about Ukraine or some very pro-Russia, Putin. And then there was like a city council member from Ukraine. And then there was a Ukrainian diplomat lawyer who both of them responded to Elon on Twitter, kind of like Russia worship, go F yourself. They were swearing back at him and for promoting Russian propaganda and telling him basically F off. I was stunned to see people in government do that, but they're in a war. Of course they're going to do that, and I think that's really okay. Okay, so you guys, I think I'm going to end it there. Unless you guys have any questions. I need to remember to go repost a video that I shared on Twitter today. It was from April 9th, 2021. I think it's really relevant to the migrant stuff going on in Florida because it was a reading that I did about Matt Gaetz in Florida and the alleged stuff with the trafficking in the Bahamas and that Dr. Piazzolo, and it just really touched on kind of the network they had going on and how it was just absolutely gonna clobber them. It's crazy. 13 SCOTUS for our future. Age, I saw that about myself. Thank you, everyone. Yes, so you guys, thank you so much for coming. I know it is late, but we did it. We were able to meet. I will see you soon. Thank you, moderators, so much. I look, you guys are the best moderators ever. We're so blessed with all of you. And thank you for your wonderful donations. I always so much appreciate them. You guys pace yourselves. Keep your colon moving. Hydrate. Mineralize. Okay? Purge ahead of these eclipses in Scorpio. Okay? You do not want any dead weight. Okay? Thank you, Paisley. Thank you, Marby. Bye, Electra. Bye, Marie. Good night. Thank you, Jan Jan. Good night, Holly. Mary Hall, Mountain Dancer. Julia, my biggest question is, could we do his chart soon? Whose chart? Elon? Ick. I know I looked at it. It was a weird chart. Thank you, Bonnie. Thank you. Thank you, Pamela. Thank you, Cheryl. And Jose. Thank you, Michael. Oh, Putin's chart. Oh, he's done. He's done. And I'm sorry, Julia, I just don't like doing his stuff because the energy is so dark. It is so dark and so nasty. We could look at the Russia chart. That would be easier to look at. But even a couple of years ago, I knew Russia was going to go through radical change. And I think I've talked about it here, okay? So, good night. Can I look at SCOTUS? Look at what with SCOTUS, Jose. I talked a lot about SCOTUS at the beginning and what's ahead for them. And I talked a lot about SCOTUS at the beginning. Yes, Zelensky has a son. He's the chosen one. He is the chosen one. Okay. Okay, so I'll talk to you guys later. Okay, bye. Thank you. Did you see my Twitter response on Oz being the one who killed... Oh, that was Oz? I was like, who is that? I had no idea. Oh, he's horrible. I hate him. Thank you for clarifying that, Deb. Okay. Okay. We'll talk to you guys soon. Okay. Bye.